Good afternoon, everybody. I've been looking at this page, this last page. I just didn't really like it, so I'm much happier with it, with the addition of this little leaf. Just for some reason it was just lacking something. I don't know why, but it was. So I'm just putting this little leaf in there. And for some reason, that just added a whole bunch to me. It just seemed like before it was just lacking a little punch. I don't know why, but it was. So then the next thing is that I have decided today to work on to work on 2 pages at the same time. And I'll show you why after I get the I need another piece of nice paper. Oh, that's a tiny piece. Oh dear. Okay. Once I get the dictionary pages down, I'll show you what my thoughts are. Hopefully this won't take too long, guys. I'm sorry that you always have to watch. I hope everybody's been having a good week. It's still hot here. I don't know if it's ever going to get cold. Now, even though I'm putting 2 pages down at the same time, I do not want to get this down my spine in the gutter real bad, so you want to be careful not to overdo that. And I'm going to work on 1 page of the dictionary at a time. I am not going to try to do both of them because I don't want to let the yes paste dry too long. And I just got it all over the wax paper real good today. So let's hope we don't get it stuck to the other side. Okay. And remember, we want to try to not get it right in our spine, so that it has room to bend. And so far this little book, it's not getting real fat because all of the work I've done has been relatively flat. There's not a lot of texture in it. That doesn't mean that it's totally flat, but it just means that there's not a whole bunch of texture. Well, that's a little more in the spine than I really wanted it to be, but that's the big thing is make sure it gets dry before you try to close your book, or your book will be stuck together right there. I don't know how many more pages I have. I'll have to take a look when we get this one finished, these 2 finished. This is not the center of the book, I'm pretty sure. Alrighty. Oops, that didn't go in right. Whoa, almost didn't want to come up either. There we go. It was just enough crooked, I didn't like it. Okay, and yeah, I got some in this spine. Okay. Let's get this put away. Okay. You do want to be careful not to get too much on the top lip of your yes paste, because it can stick. Okay. Now then. And I definitely have yes paste on out over the edges, so we're just going to throw all of this away this time. And I usually save it, but I have enough book paper. I will be set for a good long while. Now let's get another piece to put under there. Okay. Yep, that little shiny leaf just, I don't know, added something. Now I'm also not going to ink the other edges because of what I want to do next. Okay. Now I do keep the wax paper from time to time and use it over and over again until it gets too nasty. There's a point where it does not pay to try to keep it and reuse it. Now then, like I said, I want to do a 2-page spread on this one. I have this lovely napkin that Mitzi, she's Mitzi on YouTube and on Facebook. She sent me several fall napkins. And I wanted to use one. So, now, when you use a napkin for Mod Podge or for decoupage, however you want to think of it, you have to split the napkin, take off the back layer. Now, some napkins have 3 layers. So we're going to check this one out and see if I can get another layer off of it. I don't think it has a 3rd layer. I think 2 is all it's got. So I want, well, I guess it would help if I moved the book for a minute. We're just going to set it over here out of the way. We do want our pumpkins to be right side up. And I have a water brush. And I need to see how tall it is though. Doggone it. Let's see here. Okay. We want to make sure we have enough napkin to cover up the whole top area. And what I'm doing is I'm just wetting. This is just a little brush that you fill up with water, and you can watercolor with it. And what it does is it lets you tear this napkin a lot easier. And I don't want it to dry, so I'm going to go ahead and tear this top part. And I'm not being real specific. I just want to get a general edge out of it. Kind of give myself a, every so often with this brush you have to squeeze it a little bit, feed it some water. Now I'm not exactly sure how wide it's going to need to be either. Sorry, I get to thinking about what I'm doing and then I forget to talk to y'all. What I think I'll do is, rather than cut through the pumpkin, because I'm not sure exactly where I need to go over here, I'm going to come up here and cut over the top of the pumpkin, and that way I have the whole pumpkin if I need it. Okay. So now I have sort of a little border, like so. That I am going to Mod Podge the napkin to my little book here. Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, I didn't think that I was going to use this part of the napkin. There we go. Okay. So now I have my Mod Podge, and you guys know, I think, that I buy the big 2-quart container Mod Podge. I go through a lot of it. In less than a year I used one of those. And I water it down just a little bit, like this whole, it's almost a cup and a half, and I use maybe 3 tablespoons of water in it, so not a lot of water, just a little bit. It just helps, I don't know, I think it just thins it out a little bit. Now it could be because I'm using that great big container, and the great big container is thicker than the smaller containers, because it sits on the shelf a lot longer. Not as many people buy that much Mod Podge. So I need to be careful not to get too much Mod Podge underneath the edge of my page, because I don't want to end up with Mod Podge on the back side. And I'm going to lay the napkin right across the center, but I don't want to get too far along before I get it down. Thought for a minute I had slid it off camera, and I was going to say, dang it. There we go. And napkins do sometimes have little wrinkles in them. I'm not worried about it. I do go over the top. And here in the spine, I'm kind of pushing it down into the spine. I imagine it's gonna crack in there. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm trying not to use a ton of Mod Podge. I just want to soak through the napkin, make sure that I got good contact. Okay. And you want to get your brush into water right away. I won't worry about washing it out right this second, but I wanted it in the water right away. And then the next thing you need to do is you need more wax paper, because I can guarantee you there's sticky on this, and we want this to not stick to things. So we're gonna pull up our page and lay it back down like that. And then I'm going to set this aside while I do something else that I want to do. I want to work on a little embellishment that's going to go in here. At least I think that's going to go in there. So we're going to set this over here and let it work on getting dry. Then the other day I got this cute little ribbon. Somewhere, Joann's maybe. And I want to turn, oh, it looks like I've got a piece of thread already. I don't need another piece. We'll see. I want to turn a little bit of it into sort of a little flower. And to do that, I am just going to run a basting stitch. So I'm stitching, it's not a 1/4 of an inch long, but it's about 3/16 of an inch long. And I'm just in and out basting along here. Now, Mary from the Mary LTA did a cute little ribbon flower the other day, and she used a wire edge ribbon. And when she did that, she could just pull the wire. She took the wire out of one side and kept the wire on the other side, from what I understood her to say. And that works very nicely too, but I didn't find any. This is what I have, and this is what I want to use. So it's little. I didn't want a really big piece, big wide ribbon. I just wanted a little tiny one. I am gonna do a couple more in and outs. Just because I want it nice and full. Let's see how much ribbon that is. Just give me a second. That's about 5 inches of ribbon. And I'm going to fold this back. And when I pull this up, I'm going to stitch through both layers here. I'm just making it so that the raw edge ends up on top. No, the raw edge ends up on the bottom, and that the folded edge ends up on the top. Sorry. it's going to go round and round just a little bit. And you see, let me see if I can show you. There's my raw edge at the back, and this folded edge is on the top. And it overlaps a little bit. The overlap means that it's it just helps to hide your raw edge. And then I'm just going to sew up and down in the middle a couple of times, keeping that little edge folded. And I want to catch different, oh dear, pulled my needle out. I want to catch different spots on my little ruffled ribbon so that it stays together in the center. And there we go. And I'm, like I said, I'm just going in and out of the center of the flower. Okay. In and out, up and down, just now, if you wanted to, you could sew a little bead in there. I am going to be exceptionally lazy, and I'm going to glue a little bead in there. I'm going to glue this to the page anyway, so I'm going to tie this off now. I'm going to bring my needle to the back. And this is definitely not fine sewing. This is just... Let's pull it together so that it'll make a little ruffled flower. And I'm just tying it, ouch, like that. Okay. So now I have a little ruffled flower. Let's put the needle back in the needle board that I had it in, and I'm going to put a little seed bead. These are just size 6 seed beads, and I'm going to use tacky glue. Now a little one of those little gems or something like that would be real cute in there too. And that's going to be a little thick in my book, but that's okay. I don't have a lot of thick in my book. Now, this is not dry yet, but I think we can sit it back over here where you can see what's going on. And let's get the edges torn off so that we can maybe lay it down a little bit. I'm going to have to put that wax paper back in. It's quite sticky. Between the Yes Paste and the Mod Podge, it's got the cardboard a little soft. But at least we can get it off of here along the edges so that we know what we're going to do. Boy, it doesn't want to tear. Okay. I'm having to use my fingernail. Now, I guess I could cut this off, but I really wanted the distressed look on the edges. There we go. Now we can at least look at our page so that we kind of have an idea of what's going on and we can think about it. I know I want to use this little flower, and I'm thinking I'll put this, if I put it up there, it won't just interfere with the book quite so much. And I'm also going to have to find a saying, so uh-oh. My fingers are just sticky enough. I picked up the seed bead because it's still wet. There we go. Now I don't know for sure that I'm going to leave that there. I'll have to think about it. And if I do leave it there, it will have to be glued down, of course. I have some fun sparkly table things that might go. You see, I never know exactly what I'm going to do until I do it. So that's one of those things that you have to realize. And then now Lisa from Lisa My Eclectic Life, the other day she said she auditions things, and I like the way she put that, because she auditions the little elements on her page. There are some red leaves, and I really like the red ones. Let's see if I can find another, yes. Okay, see, I have all the red over here, and there's no red over there, and that didn't seem to balance. There we go. Yep, I think I like that, guys. Now, the only problem with that is, well, it ought to work for it pretty well. I've got these opposing things. They're thick, so they're going to bump together. That's one of those things you have to kind of look at when you add thicker elements. And the next thing is whether or not I want another pumpkin somewhere else. That pumpkin's not whole. No, I like just one pumpkin. Another pumpkin is just too much. Unless I put them right here together. Or right here together. No, I liked just one pumpkin. Like right there. So, because all of these are sort of thick embellishments, I'm going to use tacky glue to put them down. I just think that they'll stay down better. And the page is not, the Mod Podge isn't dry yet, but that's okay. It's, I can put these elements on top of it. It'll dry. What I haven't been able to do is ink the edges. So now I know this little flower is going to take some abuse kind of out there on the edge, so I'm putting quite a lot of glue on it so that it stays. This cardboard, this corrugated cardboard, probably could have been put down with the liquid mono glue, but this doesn't hurt. I have not put this book in underneath any weight lately. It seems to be doing fine without doing so. I was afraid that the file folders would not stay flat, but then I've been using the Yes Paste and just started using the Mod Podge on this. I used it on this napkin, so and after I got this down, I wish I had inked the edges of that that corrugated cardboard, so I'm going to see if I can do that. If I can get it halfway decent, then I'm going to ink the other one before I put it down. Okay. Yeah, I kind of got some ink out on the page. I'm not exactly happy with, but I am going to ink this one. Okay. I pushed down on the flower and the little leaf just popped right back up. Remember, don't get anything too thick right in by your spine. The other thing is you have to think about is that this corrugated cardboard only touches your little pieces on top just a few places. It doesn't touch everywhere. It's only touching on the raised bumpy parts. So you want to think about that when you put the glue on. Okay. That's not right. It's something's, you know, missing. It's not got enough. My tacky glue apparently just decided to run out. Okay. I usually keep it upside down and I had set it right side up, so my own fault. Okay, I think that's what I need. It's over here. There we go. That's way better. It just was missing a little something. Okay, now I need a saying or words, and I want a little bit longer saying this time. So, I found some different stickers. But I don't particularly like any of these for this particular thing. So let's see what we've got in these, because and I think I'm going to write like a little word, little saying. I've got choose, and I'm thinking I will write choose a delightful destination. So that's what we're gonna do, but where are we gonna do it? Choose a delightful destination. Okay. Choose a I wish I had put the A in a slightly different spot. A delightful destination. There we go. Now we need to go around our little words with our little black pencil. Grunge them up a little bit. That's a little bit damp still. It's not wanting to draw real well, so that's all right. There we go. There. A lot of times I take my finger over the top of these white labels because I really don't like the bright white that they are. Now we need to put this in there, and that's got ink on it. There we go. Need to put this in here and squash them. So make sure that they, oh my, see my paper lifted up right there. I'll have to glue it down. It's still a little sticky around the edges. And like I said, it's apparently I didn't get the Yes paste clear out to the edge right here, so we'll have to just stick it down. Seems to be good. Now gotta ink everything. The little book is definitely damp. You can feel it in the cardboard, so it may have to dry a day or so. I don't know how long it's going to take because I did those layers without considering the dry time. Ugh. I'm trying to keep my hands out of your way so you can see. And of course this is distress ink. It's not going to go over the Mod Podge real well. But right there's not inking for some reason. There we go. Okay guys, I think that is page 9 and 10. I really like how these came out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's see, we've got 2, 4, we only have 6 pages and the covers left to go. So that is really awesome. I'm actually going to finish this little book while it's still technically fall, I guess. Of course, we haven't had any fall. So I really like how this one came out. It may need another leaf in there. Another long one, but I don't want another red one. There we go. Oh, it needs to go underneath there. That's what it needs to do. Yep. But I think over here. Okay. Let's see if we can get it picked up. There we go. Yep. Okay. I'm going to call that good. I like it. Okay, let's see what our creativity quote says today. 1001 ways to creativity. Nothing in the logical mind would look at a caterpillar and see the butterfly it will soon become. Sometimes I wonder about their quotes about creativity, but that is it for today. Nothing in the logical mind would look at a caterpillar and see the butterfly it will soon become. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel already, please do that. And I hope you had fun with it. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Make some art.